Hi, Bill Yanek here, ConnexFM CEO. Welcome to episode 500 of the Daily Grind. So, I was just talking with Jesse off camera. This is Jesse Cole, CEO, founder,
founder,
all
owner,
the above,
intern, mascot, whatever you want to call me,
of the Savannah Bananas. I know that majority of our members know who he is, but I came down here. Well, we both shared a day with our friend Gary V.
Yeah.
And then I came down here and spent a day with Jesse's team to talk a little bit about your fans first experience and all that behind the scenes. That was back when we had 0 episodes of the Daily Grind. So now that we're on 500, I decided to go back to where it all began. So Jesse, I guess I should have done this at the get-go. Maybe a quick introduction of who you are for the 2 people out there who don't know who the Savannah Bananas are and what you do.
Sure. Well, we're here in Banana Land, Savannah, Georgia, our ballpark. And yes, I'm the owner of the Savannah Bananas. And, we had a big goal to make baseball fun and create a circus-like atmosphere. And we started this 7 years ago. Within a few months, only sold a handful of tickets, had to sell our house, empty out our savings account, sleeping on an airbed until we said, hey, let's go crazy, let's go different. Dancing players, break dancing coaches, banana nanas, dance teams, senior citizens, banana baby, banana band, and we went all out, and we even reinvented baseball with a banana ball new game. And so now we were fortunate. We sold out every game. We travel around the country, and we have a wait list that's actually approaching 500,000 right now for tickets, which is crazy.
Wow. So we want to walk and talk here. Jesse
Sure.
does this regularly around the stadium, so we're going to go on historic Grayson Stadium. So you mentioned about your tour. You've changed it up a little bit, right? You used to play in a regional league down here
Yep.
in Georgia and the surrounding states. So what's going on? What's the latest iteration? What's the tour all about? And what are you going to be doing in the near future?
Sure. Well, the name of our company is Fans First. So everything we do is we try to create the best fan experience. And what we realized now, first at our ballpark, baseball was many, long, slow, and boring. We made it fun. We added all these other things. And we said, all right, also nickel and dime, let's make it all inclusive here in Savannah. All your food, all your items for one price. We kept going down that line until we realized that, hey, people were still leaving games early. And Bill, you don't leave Top Gun Maverick or a great movie in the middle of a movie and say, we had a good time.
Right.
So there was a fundamental problem challenge with baseball. So what we said is, well, what if we reinvent the game, make it faster, like a 2-hour time game, all the boring plays like walks we eliminate and stepping out and mound visits. So we tested this, like a 1-city world tour in 2021, went to Mobile, Alabama, of all places, and sold 7,000 tickets in 24 hours.
Unreal.
And said, all right, this is it. So we did it again, 7 cities. And while we were still playing a traditional league, in addition to this, we realized that we couldn't really create the experience that we wanted for fans in a regular traditional game. And fans were disappointed when they came to our regular game that they didn't get banana ball.
Yeah.
So we made the big jump and received some criticism and challenge, but we left our traditional league all in on banana ball and now travel the country playing other professional teams, independent teams, and play our other team, the Party Animals.
Awesome. Well, and we will look forward to seeing you back in. You've been in the DFW area, right? We're headquartered down there. Didn't you?
No, we're in Sugarland.
Oh, Sugarland.
Sugarland,
Okay.
but we're not soon. We're going to be more in Texas. Texas has been the biggest demand we've had of anywhere.
Yeah, and the other place I know you've been to, which was awesome, and you can see on the ESPN series too, was in Kansas City.
Yeah, so another test. And everything we do is experiments. I think great entrepreneurs' business, they're constantly trying new things and experimenting things that might not go well. If they really care about their fans, they got to continue doing new things and their customers. So yeah, we did one city against another team, and that was the Kansas City Monarchs, and that was featured on the ESPN special. And they had all these major leaguers, and they had to learn how to play banana ball, which was a challenge. But they learned it and they played it, and it was unbelievable. So that pushed us to now have 22 games against challengers this tour, and we'll probably do more in the future.
Yeah, and on the show, it's fascinating to see these high top level players too. You could tell the apprehension because you all had them nervous, right? They were, and I think one of the guys said, "I'm not dancing."
Oh yeah, real men don't dance. Is what he said. As all of our players are dancing all game, so I don't know what that says about us. But yeah, I mean, everything we do is about fun, and we know we're not for the most baseball fans, we're not for the most traditional fans, but if we're for a group that wants to come have fun, it's perfect for us.
So you mentioned the dancing, and I remember when we were at your day here, you call it flipping the switch, I believe. So what's that? How does that work? You bring in top-notch talent. These guys are great baseball players, but they also help with the fans first experience. So what's the flipping the switch mean, and what's that?
Well, our head coach Tyler Gillum coined that phrase, and because he had to, the biggest question he gets as a coach is how do you get buy-in from the players? I mean, literally, they're coming up to bat with their bats on fire, they're dancing nonstop, they're singing. Like, how do you get them all to do this? And we share our vision of what we're trying to do to connect with more younger audience and fans and create kids that love the game. But he says every game we have to have a script that is flip the switch. So you're from your entertainment to your baseball, you have to be able to focus on both. And so, when we have a script, I think yellow is going into the entertainment, and then the green is baseball. And so he has a script. So you're looking at it, you're like, all right, I'm entertainment mode. All right, now I'm baseball mode. And a lot of times they do mix, but the reality is the guys can really separate themselves and understand where they need to be with the right moment.
Cool. Well, in your history, and I'm sure people are going to go back and look at your biography, but you are a baseball player, a prospect at one time, right? Pitcher, right?
Well, thanks for the coin prospect. I don't know if I was a real prospect, but I appreciate it.
So a serious question now. Part of the reason that the Bananas are so popular are the struggles that traditional baseball has with entertaining. What do you see as the future of baseball? I mean, you might be part of it. What's going on with Major League Baseball, or even the lower levels?
Well, it's interesting. Major League Baseball has dropped almost 15 million fans in 15 years. Jeez. So when you look at what attendance is happening, you look at their audience, it's a challenge. And Major League Baseball, they got some of the smartest executives. I've been fortunate as we've been reached out to by numerous major league teams about bringing banana ball to. I've talked to some presidents, and they know they're very smart. It's a challenge. I mean, it's a big switch to shift the game and to change the game. And I think the biggest thing that we look at is how do we break down the barriers. Right now you have your players, they're focused on playing, and then you have your fans out here. And so when you come to a Bananas game, when our players score, they run through the entire crowd, high-fiving everybody and celebrating. Yeah. And we break down all those walls. So I think what Major League Baseball gets to continue to look at is the speed of the game, but also how do they connect more with their fans and, really let people see the players as who they are, not just as baseball players. I mean, I don't know how to relate to a Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani. Like, they are the best players in the world.
Right.
But, if you show them, their real selves and who they are, and this is just about creating content. Just like 500 episodes, people get to know you. They get to know you. I think that's the same thing Major League Baseball should look with their players.
Well, and they're already kind of doing it during when they have spring training.
Yeah.
There's much more. You mentioned Mike Trout. I went to a spring training game down in Arizona, and he was so accessible.
Yes.
And he was out there warming up, but then you get to the regular season, and it's all walled off.
It's all business.
Very corporate.
It's all business. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we finish this walk, we started this. You do this regularly. So what's behind you do them daily or weekly, where you do these walks and you post your content. What made you start to, I guess, do the lap? Is this how you think? Is this how you ideate? What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, great leaders are great communicators, and they're great repeaters as well. And so for me, from a communication, I'm always constantly thinking, what is that way to communicate our vision, who we are, what we stand for, and the lessons that we've learned. And so, yeah, I do 1-minute boosts. I release those every Monday, and I'll go around what are the lessons that I'm learning right now on how to create fans, how to create a better customer experience, how to build a culture that's sustainable, that grows with you, and all those things. And I just share those lessons. And again, it's as much for me as it is for the audience, even though obviously it's been seen by a lot of people. I'm just connecting. And I think that's the thing. It's, great leaders are always learning. And I know you've been learning since I met you with Gary Vee. And I think that's huge for what we do.
Well, my arm got a workout. If you do this every week, my right arm's going to be bigger. Jesse, thank you so much for being part of the 500th episode. For our audience out there, it's your daily grind at ConnexFM.com. Have a good one.